All right, let's unpack this. Today we're going deep into the world of theatrical productions.
Yes.
We're going to be prepping you for a stage director interview. You know, think bright lights, curtain calls, and you calling the shots. We've got a stack of RoleCatcher resources, career guides, and interview guides.
Right.
All focused on giving you that inside track to nail that interview.
This is really exciting because this role is evolving.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Rapidly. We're embracing new technologies, reflecting those big societal shifts. It's not just about the traditional stage anymore.
Yeah, that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Right.
But before we jump into the hot seat, right, like that interview hot seat,
Right.
let's get a picture of what a stage director even does. What are the core responsibilities that make this position unique?
So imagine you're an orchestra conductor, but instead of instruments, you're leading actors, designers, technicians,
Wow.
even the playwright. You're shaping the entire production from the initial concept to that final bow, ensuring artistic quality and bringing that vision to life.
It sounds like a very delicate balancing act of creativity and leadership.
It is.
But how does someone even begin to climb this theatrical ladder? Like, what does a typical career path look like?
You're right. It is a journey. You might start as an assistant stage director, shadowing experienced directors, learning the ropes.
Yeah.
And then from there, you might go to stage manager, where you're coordinating all those backstage elements, making sure everything runs smoothly, tackling those unexpected challenges.
So you're going from a supportive role into a more hands-on leadership position.
Exactly.
I imagine those early experiences are crucial for building the skills you need to become, eventually, a senior stage director.
Absolutely. Each step presents those unique learning opportunities and challenges. And RoleCatcher, actually provides these real-world examples of what each stage looks like. Day to day, it gives you a glimpse into the daily realities of a stage director's life.
That's incredible. It's like having a mentor, right? Guiding you through each stage of your career. But let's be honest, even with experience and passion, the interview process can be really daunting.
Yeah.
That's where RoleCatcher's AI really shines.
Precisely. Imagine this. You upload your resume and that stage director job description to RoleCatcher, and their AI analyzes both, highlighting the skills you should emphasize. It scores your resume against those specific job requirements, essentially giving you a personalized roadmap for success.
It's like having a personal career coach in your pocket.
It is.
Could you walk me through how this AI actually works? What kind of analysis does it perform?
Yeah. It identifies keywords, assesses your experience level, and even evaluates the tone and style of your writing.
Wow.
It then generates a report with tailored feedback and suggestions for improvement, helping you craft that resume that resonates with potential employers.
That level of personalized feedback is invaluable. But even with a stellar resume, the interview itself is where you truly shine. So let's delve into some common stage director interview questions.
Okay.
And how to approach them strategically.
Sounds good.
So the first question is almost inevitable. Describe your experience as a stage director.
Great.
That makes sense. But how do you make your experience stand out, right, like from other candidates?
You want to think beyond simply listing productions. Instead, take a chronological approach, highlighting key productions that showcase your growth, your versatility. Mention venues that carry weight in the industry, any awards, recognitions that demonstrate your talent.
So it's about painting a picture of your journey,
not
just reciting, a list of credits.
Exactly.
What productions would really capture their attention?
Consider productions that presented those unique challenges, allowed you to experiment with those innovative techniques, or pushed you outside of your comfort zone. Focus on what makes your experience unique and memorable. And be prepared for those follow-up questions,
Right.
They might ask you to elaborate on a specific production or delve into challenges that you faced, how you overcame them.
So it's crucial to have a few, compelling anecdotes ready to share.
Absolutely.
What about the question, how do you go about selecting a cast for a production? I imagine it's more than just finding talented actors.
Absolutely. Casting is a complex process that requires a keen eye for talent and an understanding of the play's nuances. You'll want to demonstrate a clear process, starting with reviewing those resumes and headshots.
I'm curious, what are some initial, red flags or green flags you look for when reviewing those materials?
That's a great question. Red flags might include a lack of relevant experience or a mismatch between the actor's past roles and the characters they're submitting for. Green flags, strong training, a diverse range of roles, or a compelling personal statement that demonstrates their passion for the craft.
It sounds like you're looking for both talent and a good fit, right, for that specific production.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the audition process itself? How do you structure auditions to really get a sense of an actor's abilities?
The structure can vary, depending on the production.
Yeah.
But generally, I start with prepared monologues or scenes that allow actors to showcase their range. Then I might move into cold readings,
Right.
which test their ability to adapt and interpret text on the spot.
Those cold readings are a great way to see how an actor thinks on their feet.
Yes.
Are there any other techniques you use to assess their suitability for a role?
Yeah. I often incorporate those improv exercises or even those group activities to gauge their ability to collaborate, create chemistry with other actors. It's not just about individual talent. It's about finding actors who can work together to bring that story to life.
It's about the ensemble, the synergy between performers.
Exactly.
So you're looking for actors who embody the characters, but also those who can work well as a team.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to, showcase your directorial thinking by mentioning insightful follow-up questions you might ask.
Oh, that's a brilliant tip.
Yeah.
It shows you're already thinking like a director, assessing their understanding of the play,
Yeah.
of their character.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to another critical aspect of the stage director role,
No.
collaborating with the design team.
Okay.
How would you answer the question? How do you work with designers and other production staff to create a cohesive vision for a production?
This question is all about demonstrating your collaborative leadership style. You're the conductor, but you need to respect each instrument in the orchestra.
Yeah.
So start by emphasizing the importance of clear communication, active listening. Explain how you create a space where everyone feels comfortable sharing their ideas and expertise.
So you're leading, but you're also listening and valuing the contributions of your team.
Precisely. Think back to those productions you mentioned earlier. Were there any unique design challenges you overcame? How did you ensure everyone's voice was heard while still maintaining your artistic vision?
This is where you can showcase your ability to navigate those creative tensions, find compromises, and ultimately bring everyone together to achieve a shared goal.
Exactly. And remember, conflicts are inevitable in any collaborative environment.
Right.
So be prepared for the question. How do you handle conflicts or disagreements with actors or other production staff?
This feels like a critical question. Everyone wants to know how you handle those potentially dramatic situations. What's your approach?
The key here is to focus on professionalism, active listening, and finding a solution that benefits the production as a whole. Instead of just stating those qualities, share a brief, anonymized anecdote that showcases your conflict resolution skills in action.
That's a great way to bring your experience to life and make your answer more memorable. Could you give us an example of a situation you successfully navigated?
Sure. Imagine a scenario where an actor and the set designer have conflicting visions for a particular scene.
Okay.
The actor feels the set is too restrictive and hinders their movement, while the designer believes the set is crucial for conveying the play's themes.
That sounds like a very tricky situation. How did you approach resolving that conflict?
Well, first I would acknowledge both perspectives and validate their concerns. Then I would facilitate a conversation where they could openly discuss their ideas and find a compromise. Perhaps we could adjust the set design slightly to allow for more movement, or the actor could adapt their blocking to work within the existing set.
That's a great example of finding a win-win solution.
Exactly. The goal is to create a positive and collaborative environment where everyone feels heard and respected, even when disagreements arise.
It's a very crucial leadership quality, especially in the fast-paced world of theater. But let's be honest, sometimes you have to make tough decisions that might not please everyone.
You're absolutely right. And that leads us to another challenging question. How do you ensure that a production remains true to the original vision while also incorporating new ideas and feedback?
This feels like a very delicate balancing act. How do you stay true to the playwright's intentions while also allowing for creative evolution?
It's all about finding that sweet spot between honoring the source material and embracing the collaborative nature of theater. Think about a time when you had to make a significant change to a production based on feedback or new insights that emerged during rehearsals.
That's a great way to demonstrate your flexibility and your ability to adapt to unexpected challenges. But how do you ensure that those changes don't compromise the core of the production?
Before making any significant changes, I always ask myself, does this change enhance the story? Does it serve the characters and the overall themes of the play? Does it align with the playwright's intentions?
Right.
If the answer to any of these questions is no, then I reconsider the change.
So it sounds like you're using those questions as like guiding principles to ensure that the production remains cohesive and impactful.
Exactly. It's a collaborative process, but ultimately, as the director, you're responsible for maintaining the artistic integrity of the production.
And speaking of the director's role, let's delve into your rehearsal style with the question: how do you approach rehearsals and work with actors to develop their characters?
Okay.
This feels like a very personal question,
It is.
getting to the heart of your artistic process.
Absolutely. This is your chance to showcase your unique approach to directing, your philosophy, and your ability to create a dynamic and supportive rehearsal environment. Walk them through your typical process, starting with reviewing the script and discussing the character's motivations, those backstories.
So it sounds like you're creating a space for exploration and discovery, allowing the actors to really delve into their roles.
Precisely. I might use various techniques such as character development exercises, improvisation games, or even physical explorations to help actors embody their characters fully. I also provide, constructive feedback throughout the process, encouraging them to take risks, push their boundaries.
So it's a very fascinating blend of structure and freedom, right? You're guiding the actors, but also giving them the space to explore and create. But how do you adapt your approach to different types of actors?
Yeah.
Some might thrive on like a very detailed direction, while others might need more freedom to experiment.
You're right. It's crucial to be adaptable and responsive to the needs of each actor. Some actors benefit from specific blocking instructions, while others prefer to discover their movements organically through improvisation.
So you're tailoring your approach to each individual, finding the best way to help them shine.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to mention specific challenges you've encountered while working with actors and how you overcame them.
That shows you've dealt with real-world situations. And you have the skills to navigate those interpersonal dynamics.
Absolutely. Now, shifting gears to a more logistical question. How do you ensure that a production runs smoothly and stays on schedule?
This is where organization is key, right?
Absolutely. This is where you showcase your meticulous planning and ability to manage those complex projects. Instead of simply saying organization is important, delve into those specific strategies you employ.
For instance, could you tell us about any organizational tools or techniques you use to keep everything on track?
Sure. I'm a big proponent of creating detailed production calendars, outlining every rehearsal, tech run, and performance. These calendars serve as a roadmap for the entire team, ensuring everyone is on the same page. I also utilize collaborative project management software to streamline communication, delegate tasks, and track progress.
That level of detail is impressive. It sounds like you leave no room for surprises.
Well, in theater, there are always surprises. But having a well-structured plan helps mitigate those unexpected challenges. It's also crucial to highlight your proactive problem-solving skills.
That's a great point. Could you share a specific example of a time you saved the day by anticipating a potential scheduling issue?
Of course. During a production of a Shakespearean play with elaborate costume changes, I realized that the quick changes between scenes were unrealistic,
Right.
given the complexity of the costumes. I proactively adjusted the rehearsal schedule to allow for extra time with the costume crew, ensuring that the transitions were seamless and didn't disrupt the flow of the performance.
That's a fantastic example of foresight and proactive planning. But even with the best laid plans, there will inevitably be moments where things don't go as expected, especially when dealing with the unpredictable nature of live performance.
You're absolutely right.
Which brings us to the question that's often on everyone's mind. How do you approach working with actors who may be difficult or challenging to work with?
The dreaded diva question. Everyone wants to know how you handle those potentially dramatic situations. It's important to remember that even challenging actors bring something valuable to the table.
Right. So how do you find a balance between maintaining professionalism, setting boundaries, and still getting the best performance out of them?
First and foremost, I believe in open and honest communication. If an actor is displaying challenging behavior, I address it directly, but privately, in a respectful and constructive manner. I listen to their concerns and try to understand the root of the issue.
So it sounds like you're approaching it as a problem to solve together, rather than like a battle to be won.
Exactly. The goal is to find a solution that benefits both the actor and the production as a whole. Sometimes it's a simple misunderstanding that can be cleared up with a conversation.
It's a great reminder that communication is key in any collaborative environment.
Yes.
But what about situations where the behavior is more persistent or disruptive?
In those cases, I might involve the stage manager or even the producer to help mediate the situation. It's important to document any issues and ensure that everyone is aware of the expectations, the boundaries.
It's about setting those clear expectations and ensuring that everyone is on the same page. But let's shift gears now and talk about staying current, right, in this ever-evolving world of theater. How would you answer the question, how do you stay up to date with current trends and developments in theater and stage direction?
This is your opportunity to showcase your passion for the craft and your commitment to continuous learning. Be genuine and enthusiastic when discussing the directors who inspire you, the productions that have moved you, the trends you're following.
It's a chance to let your inner theater geek shine.
Exactly. Mention specific conferences you attend, publications you read, online resources you follow, or even workshops and masterclasses you've taken.
It's about demonstrating that you're actively seeking out, new knowledge and inspiration, pushing your boundaries and expanding your artistic horizons.
Oh, precisely. And don't be afraid to mention specific, cutting-edge trends in theater that you find particularly exciting.
Like what? What are some trends that are currently captivating your attention?
One trend that I find particularly fascinating is the rise of immersive theater experiences. These productions break down the traditional barriers between the audience and the performers, creating a more interactive and engaging experience.
That sounds incredible. It's like blurring the lines between reality and fantasy.
Exactly. And it opens up so many creative possibilities for storytelling. Another trend I'm excited about is the increasing use of technology in theater.
Yeah. We touched upon that earlier, but could you elaborate on how technology is transforming the theatrical landscape?
We're seeing more and more productions incorporating digital projections, augmented reality, virtual reality, and other cutting-edge technologies to create truly immersive and visually stunning experiences.
It's like the stage is becoming a high-tech canvas for artistic expression. What are some specific examples of how these technologies are being used effectively in theater?
One striking example is the use of projection mapping to transform static sets into dynamic, ever-changing environments. Imagine a bare stage suddenly morphing into a bustling city street or a serene forest, all through the power of projected imagery.
That's incredible. It's like magic unfolding before the audience's eyes.
Exactly. Another example is the use of augmented reality to enhance the audience's perception of the performance. Imagine actors interacting with virtual elements that only the audience can see, creating a layer of surrealism and wonder.
So it sounds like technology is not only enhancing the visual spectacle, but also opening up new avenues for storytelling and audience engagement.
Absolutely. And I think this is just the beginning. As technology continues to evolve, we'll see even more innovative and groundbreaking applications in theater.
This has been an incredibly insightful look into the world of stage director interviews. We've covered so much ground already, from the core responsibilities, the career paths, to tackling those tough interview questions and embracing the latest trends, but we're just getting started.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll continue exploring the resources and strategies that will empower you to confidently command the stage and ace that interview.
Welcome back. We're diving deeper into the world of stage director interviews, giving you the knowledge and insights to really stand out from the crowd.
It's not just about what you know, it's how you showcase it.
Exactly. And we left off discussing those exciting technological advancements, really shaping the future of theater. How can aspiring directors weave this awareness into their interview responses?
It's about demonstrating that you're not just comfortable with technology, but you see it as a powerful tool to elevate storytelling.
Right.
So for instance, if they ask about your rehearsal process, you could mention how you utilize video projections to create these dynamic backdrops, or how you use virtual reality to help actors explore their characters, those physicality and emotional landscapes.
That's a brilliant way to showcase, your innovative thinking and your willingness to embrace new possibilities. It's like you're saying, I understand the power of technology to create truly immersive and unforgettable theatrical experiences.
Precisely. It's about demonstrating that you're not just a director, but a visionary leader who's shaping the future of theater.
That leads perfectly into my next thought. Beyond tech, what about networking? How important are those personal connections in landing a stage director role?
Networking is crucial in any creative field, but especially in theater,
Yeah.
where collaboration and those personal connections are paramount. It's about building relationships with fellow artists, producers, designers, everyone involved in bringing a production to life.
So where should aspiring directors focus their networking efforts?
RoleCatcher's Career Guide offers some fantastic advice. Attending those industry events, mixers, it's a great way to meet people, expand your network. You never know who you might connect with. A potential mentor, a collaborator on a future project, or even someone who knows of an open directing position.
Right. It's about putting yourself out there, being present in that theater community and making those connections.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to reach out to those established stage directors for informational interviews or inquire about shadowing opportunities. Most people are really happy to share their experiences and offer advice.
It's like tapping into this wealth of knowledge and wisdom, right? From those who have already navigated the path you're on.
Precisely. And remember, networking isn't just about asking for favors. It's about building genuine relationships, supporting your peers, and being an active participant in that theater community.
It's about building that network of trust.
Yeah.
And mutual respect.
Absolutely. And speaking of trust, let's shift gears back to those crucial interview questions. How would you approach the question, how do you ensure that a production stays on schedule, runs smoothly?
All right, this feels like a question where organization and time management skills are really front and center.
You're absolutely right. It's about demonstrating that you're a meticulous planner who can manage those complex projects efficiently and effectively. Share those specific strategies you use to stay organized.
Right.
Like creating detailed production calendars, using project management software.
So it's like you're saying, I'm not just a creative visionary, I'm also a highly organized and detail-oriented individual who can bring a production in on time and within budget.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention the importance of teamwork and collaboration. Highlight how you effectively delegate tasks, communicate clearly with your team, and foster a positive and supportive working environment.
So it's about being a leader who inspires, right, and empowers their team to really achieve their best.
Precisely. Now, let's tackle another challenging question that often arises in stage director interviews. How do you approach working with a playwright whose vision for the play differs significantly from your own?
This feels like a situation ripe for creative tension.
It is.
How do you navigate those differences and ensure that both the playwright's intentions and your artistic vision are respected?
It's a delicate balancing act that requires diplomacy, open communication, and a deep understanding of the playwright's work. Start by emphasizing your respect for the playwright's vision and your commitment to honoring their intentions.
It's like you're saying, I see myself as a custodian of the playwright's words, and entrusted with bringing their story to life in a way that is both faithful to their intentions and resonates with a contemporary audience.
Exactly. Then explain your approach to collaboration. How do you create a safe space for open and honest dialogue with the playwright? How do you listen to their concerns, address their feedback? How do you find compromises that honor both your artistic vision and their intentions?
It's about finding that sweet spot, right? Where both voices are heard and respected.
Exactly.
Ultimately creating a production that is both true to the playwright's vision and enriched by your, unique directorial perspective.
Yeah, precisely. And remember, even if you don't agree with the playwright's feedback, it's crucial to approach the conversation with respect and a willingness to understand their perspective.
It's about building that collaborative relationship built on trust and mutual respect, even when those creative differences arise.
Absolutely. Now, shifting gears to a question that often throws candidates off guard, tell me about a time you failed as a director.
Oh, this feels like a trap.
It can.
It's so easy to get defensive or try to downplay past mistakes. How do you approach this question authentically and turn it into an opportunity to showcase, your growth mindset?
It's a challenging question, but it's also a chance to demonstrate your self-awareness, your humility, and your ability to learn from your mistakes. Instead of trying to avoid talking about failure, embrace it as an essential part of that creative process.
It's like you're saying, I'm not afraid to admit when I've made mistakes because those experiences have taught me valuable lessons and made me a better director.
Exactly. Choose a specific example of a production or project where you faced significant challenges or setbacks. Be honest about the mistakes you made, but also focus on what you learned from the experience and how those lessons have shaped your approach to directing.
It's about turning a negative experience into a positive learning opportunity.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to share those specific steps you've taken to improve your skills or address your weaknesses.
It's about demonstrating that you're not only capable of recognizing your shortcomings, but also actively working to improve yourself as a director.
Absolutely. Now let's tackle another question that digs into your, artistic sensibilities. What are some of your favorite plays and why?
Ooh, this feels like a fun one.
It is.
It's a chance to geek out a little bit about the plays that have inspired you and shaped your love of theater.
Absolutely. But it's also an opportunity to showcase your knowledge of dramatic literature, your understanding of those different theatrical styles,
Yeah.
and your personal artistic preferences. So choose a few plays that represent a range of genres and periods.
So don't just list a bunch of Shakespeare plays or stick to your favorite contemporary playwrights.
Exactly. Show that you have a broad and diverse understanding of theater history and dramatic literature. For each play, explain what draws you to it.
Is it the language, the characters,
The themes?
the structure, the historical context?
Precisely. Be specific.
Yeah.
And articulate your reasons for choosing each play. And don't be afraid to share those personal anecdotes about your experiences with these plays, whether it's seeing a particularly impactful production or reading the script for the first time.
It's about bringing your passion for theater to life and connecting with the interviewers on a personal level.
Absolutely. Now let's shift gears to a question that's all about your leadership style. How do you motivate actors to give their best performances?
Right. This feels like a crucial aspect of directing, right? Getting the best out of your performers.
It's absolutely essential. Start by emphasizing the importance of creating a safe, supportive, and collaborative rehearsal environment. Explain how you build trust
Right.
with your actors and make them feel comfortable taking risks.
So it's about creating that space where they feel empowered to really explore their characters and push their boundaries without fear of judgment.
Precisely. Then delve into specific techniques you use to inspire and motivate your actors. Do you use character development exercises, improvisation games, physical explorations, one-on-one coaching sessions?
It's about having a cool box of techniques that you can tailor to the needs of each individual actor and the specific demands of the production.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention the importance of clear and constructive feedback.
Right.
Explain how you provide feedback in a way that is both specific and encouraging, helping actors grow and refine their performances.
So it's about being a mentor and a guide,
Right.
helping them tap into their full potential.
Absolutely. Now let's shift gears to a question that's often asked towards the end of an interview. Do you have any questions for us?
Right. This is a chance to flip the script
It is.
and become the interviewer. It's an opportunity to demonstrate your genuine interest in the position and the company.
Precisely. Always have a few thoughtful questions prepared. This shows you've done your research.
Yeah.
And are genuinely engaged in the conversation.
What are some insightful questions that demonstrate you're not just looking for any directing job, but a role that aligns with your artistic vision and career aspirations?
Asking about the company's mission, their artistic goals, or their approach to collaboration can reveal those valuable insights. You could also inquire about the specific production they're casting for. Asking about their vision for the play, the challenges they anticipate, or the type of audience they're hoping to reach.
Right. So it's about demonstrating that you're not just looking for a job, but a partnership where you can contribute your skills and your passion to a shared artistic vision.
Absolutely. Remember, an interview is a two-way street. It's a chance for you to assess whether this is the right fit for you as much as it is for them to assess your qualifications.
This has been an incredibly insightful exploration of stage director interviews. We've covered a wide range of questions, delved into the nuances of directing, and explored strategies for showcasing your skills and passion, but we're not done yet.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll wrap up our deep dive with those final tips and resources to empower you on your journey to becoming a successful stage director.
Okay, so we're back for the final act of our stage director interview deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, but before we send you off to, conquer that audition, what are some tangible steps aspiring directors can take right now to bolster their journey?
Well, we've talked a lot about RoleCatcher, and it's truly more than just interview prep. It's like a career GPS, outlining those paths from assistant stage director to the heights of senior stage director.
All right, and it goes beyond outlining, right?
Yeah.
It offers those suggestions for gaining hands-on experience, which is so crucial in this field.
Absolutely. Think about volunteering or interning at those local theaters,
Yeah.
assisting on community productions, getting involved with student-run theater groups can be invaluable.
Yeah, it's all about building that resume, expanding your network, honing your skills. But even outside of those structured settings, how can aspiring directors keep their creative muscles flexed?
Embrace continuous learning. Take those advanced directing courses, workshops. Attend master classes. Even collaborate on those independent projects with other theater enthusiasts.
Right. It's about staying curious, staying inspired.
Exactly. And in today's digital age, creating an online portfolio or website, it's a must. It's like a digital director's reel showcasing your work.
Right.
To potential employers.
Yeah, it's your chance to curate your artistic vision, highlighting your unique style approach.
Absolutely.
Now, let's circle back to a point we've touched on throughout this deep dive. Technology. It's not just about knowing the latest gadgets. It's about understanding how technology can enhance the theatrical experience.
Right.
It's a challenge to ponder,
Right.
Even beyond that interview context, how can technology push those boundaries of storytelling and create truly unforgettable experiences for the audience?
That's the question that separates those good directors from those great ones. The future of theater is intertwined with technology, and those who embrace innovation will lead the way.
So what does this all mean? It means you're armed and ready, right, to step into that spotlight, not just for that interview, but for a fulfilling career as a stage director.
Remember, it's not just about answering questions. It's about showcasing your passion, your artistic vision, your ability to bring stories to life in those compelling, innovative ways.
And that's a wrap on Stage Director Interviews. This deep dive has given you the tools, the insights to confidently navigate the world of theatrical leadership. Now go out there and make your mark.